Hello, this is Jehdyn, and I'm here today to, well, I shouldn't actually say today since it's going on YouTube. You can watch it any old time. But I'm here to show you how I made my Millenium ring that I wore for SubasiCon 2011. And it worked pretty fine. Oh, another cosplay tip. Make sure your hair is tucked in properly and you have a new wig cap. That really got to me. I just had to throw that in there. Anyway, for the Millenium ring, I used air dry clay, the Crayola brand. I'm tripping over my voice. It's found it at Walmart, and it works fine. It's very easy to work with. It's not like the Sculpey clay that I was trying to make out of. It hurt my hands trying to sculpt it. It did. Anyway, you make the triangle out of that. It's really easy, really. It's, yeah. I also got these from Walmart. They're a type of fastings you find in the jewelry section. And I'm not exactly sure what kind they are. They're just things for pendants. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at this. And you'll also need these eye screws. Eye screws, that's what they're called. And I also found them at Walmart, but in the tools section. What you want to do, you want the fastens and, well, that picture, self-explanatory. And yeah, again, self-explanatory. The clay I actually made beforehand, and then I just stuck the eye screw in it, which probably was okay, but after it dries, you want to put a dab of glue on it, that way it doesn't fall out. Anyway, with the spikes, what I did is I made one, and you can tell which one looks more dry there. I let it dry for a day, and then I made the others modeling it after that one. That way they were all generally about the same size. And yeah. I also used a tube that well, it's a tube. I got it at, oh, where did I get that thing at? Lowe's. I got it at Lowe's, I believe. Anyway, it's just ordinary tube, not really big, it's see-through and stuff. Yeah. Kind of lame tutorial here, I know. And I also got this metal ring here from Micheals, which is a craft store. You could probably find this at any craft store. Anyway, I put the metal ring inside. Actually, no, first you poke holes in the tube and you stick the little fastens into it. This is before you actually put the spikes on it. I should have mentioned that first. This is a terrible tutorial. Why are you guys watching this? Anyway, you stick the end of the fastens into it, and then you slide the metal ring around so it goes into the fastens and holds it into the tube, so it's not going to go anywhere, which is really cool. Well, I think it was probably just a stroke of luck on my part. I didn't have a clue what I was doing when I was making this because I was stubborn and didn't look at any normal tutorials. After you get this done, you can fix your spikes so they're hanging. And it looks really good, I think. And then you have the piece, and you can just put it in there and ogle at it, because it looks really cool, doesn't it? Now, you're probably asking, how did I get this thing to stay in the middle of that circle? The answer is that triangle. I cut it up, and I used Elmer's glue all and a mixture of clay, and I don't know how I made that thing work, but I did. The star actually came out further than the points, that way it could rest on the ring itself, actually. And that's how I got it to work, I think. That and the top part was really hard to do, because the tube kept wanting to come apart, and you really need to hold it for the first few minutes, possibly, when you put the clay there. That way it won't mess up too bad. And then periodically add more clay to it, because it will start to separate with the clay on it and it'll have cracks and things. But it is manageable. Now you see here in this picture, I used a key ring to bases the top part on. I don't know. But this is actually a mistake on my part, because I did actually break the ring after I made this, and I had to fix it before I wore it to the con. And stupid me didn't think to take pictures of me fixing it. So actually, on the top part of the ring, you want to make it a lot thicker, and you don't want any part of the original keyring showing at all. And you just have to work that thing to where it's stable and you'll be able to support the weight of the initial ring. Once it's dry, it's worth repeating because I was very impatient, you get the spray paint. And this is really terrible. I can't spray paint for the life of me. First of all, I'm pretty sure you don't get this close to the thing you're trying to spray paint. And this is the first, maybe third time I've used spray paint, and yeah. But it looks really good. I got spray paint again from Walmart. I got the majority of it from Walmart, I believe. The keyring, I'm not sure where I picked that up, but you could probably find those at Walmart too, or Micheals, or any craft store. Hey, you might even be able to find them at a teacher's store. You don't know. You can find things everywhere. Anyway, spray paint it. Let it dry. Do not be hasty like me and not let it dry. My spray painting skills, they're terrible. I hate them. Yeah, make sure you get every part of it. You'll have to do layers of paint. Layers of paint. That way make sure you get all of it and nothing's showing. There's no white. Don't be an idiot and touch it like I'm doing. Just give it and don't dab at it. That's worse. I am a terrible, terrible person for doing that. And what's sad is I'm pretty sure I did it twice. Yeah, on the back of the ring, which it'll show it in a little bit. Oh well. I was such a lunatic. Okay, well. Let's see. It does look good though. Painted. There are things missing from it, like if you look at the picture you'll see rings around where the spikes are, and there's actually another eye screw that's supposed to be there, but this looks good. It does, and it works. Okay, now this is the back of it, and you can see where the star or cut up star is holding it up. Spray paint. Like I said, you don't need to be this close to spray paint it because it runs, and that's why you see me dabbing at it, because I'm trying to get the runs out of it. And if I had just backed off and not gotten up in that ring's personal space while spray painting it, I could have avoided this. Really, it was that simple. And I don't know. I was in a hurry, I guess, which is still rather inexcusable. Yeah. Yeah, you just oh. Just leave it alone once you spray paint it the first time, because you can go back and re-spray paint it and get the spots you missed. Just let it dry. Just don't do like I did. Just let it dry. Anyway, moving on. This is what the finished product looks like, and I think it's really good. And after that, just find a rope, wear it, and eat cream puffs. You're fine. You are perfectly fine with that ring. Well, I was anyway. Now, there are some things that you can and cannot do with this ring. You can caramel dance, because it's not that difficult on the ring, or hard on the ring, and it's really, it's fine. Now here's something you should not do. Let me repeat, not do. You should not steal Sephiroth's pants.
Stop it! You stole my leather pants!
The ring will not survive this. Do not do it. Do not do it at all.
Run, Bakara, run!
The ring will not survive this. It just doesn't. So don't do it. I don't care how tempting it is. Do not do it. From a different angle. This is why the ring does not survive this. as you can see, the stress it put on that ring, it was bouncing around, flopping everywhere, and I'll admit, the spikes, they did break a lot from doing that. Actually, they broke for me throughout the con, but I was able to gather the spike and glue it back together, which I used nail glue, which that stuff is good. I don't know what that stuff's made out of, but it is good. Anyway, I just glued my spikes back on, but I think the smarter thing to do would actually make extra spikes. That way, if one breaks, you just toss it and put a new spike on. That'd be awesome. Which I'm probably going to do that next year. But it doesn't really matter, because most pictures you take, they'll be far enough away that you won't be able to tell they're broken. At all, really. Anyway, that's basically it. Just don't do what I did and you're fine. Of course, that's kind of pointless to say since this is a tutorial. Make what you will of it.